We pick up our story today right where we left off. We're on page 479, about to turn the page to 480, and we leave off with Slo, or Slán Hí, getting ready to go to battle with the Crow, people who his fathers say are his favorite enemy. Determined, he rode through the cottonwood trees until he reached the trail his father's war party had taken. Before long, Slo came to the place where they had chosen to gather and make plans. He rode into their midst, and before his father or any of the other men could speak, he jumped from his pony's back and put his arm over the animal's neck. "We are going," Slo said. Returns again, looked around at the other men, and then looked at his son with pride. "Han," he said. The war party began to ride to the place where the Red River meets the Missouri River. When at last they were close to the place, the men who had been sent ahead as scouts came back. "Upalo," the scouts said, "they are coming." The men began to make preparations. They put on their best clothing and brought out their paint to mark their faces and their horses. They uncovered their war shields and took out their coup sticks and their lances. From behind a small hill, they had a good view of the plain before them and could see the enemy coming from a long way off. Closer and closer the enemy came, ready for attack. Everyone waited for Slo's father to give the word, but as he waited, Slo's father looked over to his right. There, already mounted on his horse, was Slo. All that he wore were his moccasins and his breechcloth, and he held a coup stick in his hand. He looked over at his father, and then he kicked his horse's sides. "Hi-you-wo!" the boy shouted. His horse leaped forward and over the top of the hill, down toward the enemy. His father and the rest of the war party tried to catch up, but Slo's horse was too far ahead. The Crow war party at the base of the hill looked up to see many men galloping down. One of the Crow warriors drew an arrow to his bowstring, but before he could let it go, Slo had reached him and struck his arm with the coup stick, spoiling his aim. "Oh, hey!" Slo cried in triumph. At the sight of Slo and the men, the Crow warriors fled. "Hi-you-wo! Hi-you-wo!" When the fight was over, not one Hunkpapa warrior had been injured. The Lakota people brought back many horses and weapons from the Crow. The raid was a success. Slo was a hero. When they returned to their village, all of the men spoke in loud voices of the brave deeds they had done. But the loudest voice of all was the voice of Slo's father. He painted his son with black paint, a sign of victory. "My son is brave," he said. "His determination has won the battle for us. I give him a new name. I give him the name that was mine. He is no longer Slán Hí. He is now Tatanka Iyotake." And so it was that the boy who was once called Slo gained the name Tatanka Iyotake, a name which is known well, for Tatanka Iyotake means sitting bull, one of the greatest of all the Lakota warriors. And this is his story. And I'm going to conclude here. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about this story and the name that you would choose for yourself, and perhaps the name that others might choose for you.